You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
What a beautiful day for horses in the morning.
You are listening to the #1 horse podcast in the world. Here's your entertaining look at the horse world and the people in it.
I'm Glenn the Geek from Ocala, Florida.
And I'm Jamie Jennings back in Norman, Oklahoma. You're listening to Horses in the Morning on the Horse Radio Network for Wednesday, July 1st, episode 3986, brought to you by Chewy. Sorry, it's July. July sucks everywhere. Good morning, horse people.
No, can you believe half the year is gone? It's just nuts.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
It is.
That is crazy.
And summer is here for everybody in the world,
man.
apparently.
We say in Oklahoma that the water shuts off at one point, and we're like, and it's off.
Ours just started. We just started getting rain again. Jamie is going to tell us all about our weekend in California at the Movement. We also welcome Kassie and Lindsay from Kingman's Healing Hooves in Arizona. It's an equine-assisted therapy nonprofit that does things a little bit differently, which I really liked. Plus, do we have weird news?
Yeah, a lot.
And then the Auditor Post Show have a movie to go over with you that we watched last night. That probably people look at it and will go, I'm not sure if I want to see that. I'll tell you what I think, okay, in the Post Show. So hang on for that. Hey, before we get to all of your news from the weekend, let's talk about Zenyatta. She finished her career as a broodmare and is officially retired from breeding.
I thought they did that already.
No, her final foal, a dark bay filly that was born on June the 9th, 2023 at Land's End Farm. She actually tried to have another one and had a miscarriage. So now they've just officially said, okay, that's it. We're done now. So
Gotcha.
She, of course, won 19 of her 20 starts. Let's not get Jamie started on that. Had an incredible racing
Why
career.
does everybody have to say 19 out of 20? Just say she won 19 straight races.
I did that kind of on purpose.
Listen.
But her kids are great show jumpers, not so good racers. She had several, Cosmic One and Zaconic. Both ended up being not good racers, but ended up as show jumpers. She had Zelda.
They both competed in the thoroughbred makeover, too.
Yes, that's correct. She had Zelda, Zilka, and Naimu. And none of them, let's just say, did very good at the racing thing. So she wasn't very good at popping out racehorses.
Well, Naimu's still in training, okay? So let's be patient.
So far. We'll see how it goes.
And do you know who she's in training with? Sherry DeVoe, who was the Derby winning trainer this year with Golden Tempo. So I'm thinking it's going to be awesome.
And that's a war front filly too. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, Zenyatta's just enjoying life now, apparently as happy as ever.
From the podcast to the barn, here's some HITM birthday wishes to keep you warm.
Well, birthdays today, Margaret D. and Aaron R. Happy birthday to our terrific auditors. We hope you guys have a wonderful day.
You know, some of you like to blame me for things. But I think of it, I'm going to turn it around because and I'm doing some therapy and I'm getting better. And instead of feeling blamed, I'm taking credit. That's what I'm going to do, Glenn. So I would like to thank Megan for giving me credit for getting her new horse.
She did actually give you credit.
Yep.
That's true.
Or blame, but we're going to go with credit. I'm going to look on the bright side. She actually said, here's my marching towards death new horse purchase. I wish we had a tally of how many people.
There's a lot.
You know, I mean, I'm prime example of marching towards death horse purchases. They're all in my barn. She said it was my fault and your fault because we apparently had somebody on to talk about Gypsy Vanners.
Yeah, he's a local here in Ocala. He's a big Gypsy Vanner guy.
Yeah, well, she fell in love and then finally got her own Gypsy Vanner, and it's quite the rescue story. It was really neat. So,
we both get credit.
or
Yay!
blame. I think I get credit, you get blame.
Okay. Congratulations, Megan. So the movement, you were there all weekend hanging out with Monty and the gang. How'd it go?
Actually, it was, and I say actually, like it's a surprise. It went great. It went great. It was such an awesome group of people that had tickets to the movement. It was really, really a lot of like really interested, educated people with like great questions. And it was fantastic. So what I did was, and by the way, can I just point out that in my life, how surreal it is to be hosting a clinic training horses in front of Monty, for Monty. Like that is insane. Like I like at one point I was like, is this my life? Like this is crazy because as you know, I was not even when we started this podcast, I was like a local eventer. And here I am like, I'm sorry. Like my flag's up like training horses in front of Monty Roberts. Okay. That's it. Just side note. Okay. So I started the first day was Friday. They start Friday afternoon. And my task was to start through the weekend a 2.5-year-old thoroughbred filly. Beautiful black filly. What a love. She'd been at the farm since she was 6 months old. So she wasn't quite nearly as wild as the one I had last year. So it was nice. So did join up and tacked her up and long lined her and showed everybody that kind of system. And then day 2, I was like, okay, I did all the same things and she was totally fine. And I was like, I think I'm ready for my rider. So I was like, okay, because I have a rider. I don't have to do it myself. So I called the rider, this sweet little Austrian girl named Denise. And I was like, okay, I think I'm ready for a rider. And at that moment, so they like provide lunch for everybody. And it was a guy who came out to cook this catered lunch. And he was cooking, I guess, like pulled pork. And freaking, as I call the rider out, he lights the fire and starts grilling meat. And it was directly right outside the round pen. Oh. And that and the mare just like head shot up like like what the heck?
Did it make that when it started the grill?
Oh, I didn't know what was happening. Nobody knew. We were like, what is wrong? Why does she just like get 9 hands taller? And it took like a good few minutes of her just like snorting.
Okay, that place is enormous. I mean, you could have done it away from the round pen.
Anywhere else. So like, okay. Hey, Denise, never mind. We're going to have to work through this because I'm sorry. Somebody is grilling a carcass right outside the round pen at the exact moment. So that was fairly unsettling to a young 2.5-year-old thoroughbred filly. So I ended up just doing some more long lining and we ended up putting the dummy rider on and actually got her right back to normal. And it went really great. I mean, but like, that was the moment of like, I'm going to get somebody killed, not on my watch. So ended up taking her and getting the rider on day 3. And it was so cool. I mean, to see a horse take its first saddle on Friday and be trotting around with a rider on Sunday with zero stress, zero violence, zero force, just like her understanding that we are not going to hurt her, and that I think is my favorite thing about all of the training that I've learned there and all of his concepts. They're just, everything is calm and nonviolent. And I got to say, I thought I did a pretty good job because she was very sensitive. And I actually do better with the sensitive ones, better than the like kind of meathead ones. And so she and I got along great. And it was really, really good. I thought, I mean, let me say that when I do things at the round pen, Monty is 91 now. So he sits up at the top and he watches. And usually he tells me, oh yeah. On video, microphone, all of it. And he will tell me what I am to do before I do it. But of course I already know what to do. But I think part of it is explaining to the audience what I'm going to do. And so I'm doing all of it and I got everything done. And it was like day 2. And, after the whole fire smoke thing and freaking out. And then I got the dummy rider on and she just was lovely and everything was great. And he sits up there. And then when he's done, he comes down and he gets in the car and they take him back to the house. Well, I was fiddling with the horse and giving her back to Denise, and Monty came down the round pin, and he looked at me, and he goes, "Hold on, write this down. I knew this is a ringtone." He goes, "Hey, good job." I was like, "Oh my god, thank you." That's I was like, so can you say that again? Can you just write that into this phone so I can use this as my ringtone? Hey, good job. And everybody told me I did a good job, but it doesn't really matter. It just has to come from him. And it came from him. One of the 3 days I did a good job. So thank you very much. I was quite proud.
That's success. Yeah, that's success.
I know. That's big success. And not that he's a big jerk. He's just like, the thing about Monty is, like, I remember the first time I saw him in a demo, I was like watching him, and his employees, like, they snap to it. They put everything, they do everything. And if you do it right, you don't, he doesn't say anything. But if you do it wrong, he says something. So if you do it right, he doesn't say anything, which is kind of like, I've had to learn over the years, that is the indication that I did a good job, because he didn't tell me I didn't do a good job.
Actually, getting the words, though, you're right, is a rare thing.
So this is like an extra on top. And again, I don't mean to say he's like a big jerk or anything, but like
that's kind of the generation too.
Yeah, just do it right.
Yeah,
do it right the first time.
That's kind of the generation. I know others of that generation that were the same way.
Yeah, I remember seeing him. I was like, that guy must be really hard to work for. You know what? He's not hard to work for. Just don't screw up.
Yeah,
I mean,
just do a good job.
Is great. Just do it right. So it has made me very good, because I look for you know what? I know what I'm doing now. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't excited. I wasn't anything. I just was like business-like, and I got in there, and I just love it. It's so fun to me. You guys know I've had like a lot of stuff that's happened in my life in the past couple of years, and I have a hard time with silence. And like the best distraction for me is training horses. And it's like horses, like, I don't mean to tell you guys something you don't know, but horses can be kind of therapeutic, which we're going to learn about today.
So we're going to come to that a little later. But, you know, one of the things too, I think that's helped you probably haven't even thought about is, you know, over the years when you teach others, you learn more than they do. Yeah. And you've now started teaching others in your clinics and things you do at home. And I think that's probably helped you more than you think.
Oh, no, it definitely does, because it refreshes. I have to study before I teach it all again. And it's like a once a year refresher of like, hey, why do we do this? What do we do? And it makes you be able to explain it, and it makes you do it right. The other thing that we did do, which is this may be TMI. I don't know. Glenn, you can edit this out later. If you
write the time down.
So the other thing we did was we had two-year-old quarter horses. And they were not wild, but they were feral. So we find that the Mustangs take a lot longer, so they don't do as good of a weekend demo as the kind of like more just feral horses. And so we had this little roan gelding who was just precious. And then they had a 2-year-old black stallion. Like colt. I say stallion. He seemed like a stallion, but he was a colt. And so we took him in, and it was Denise and the certified instructor from India, Manjeev, who's been on the show before, and me. And so we start working these horses, and I'm like, Manjeev, I can't handle the colt. I need you to handle the colt. And he's like, what? Well, okay. Like, why? And I'm like, don't worry about it. You do the colt, I'll do the gelding. And he's like, okay. And then Denise was like, what? Like, what? And now I'm looking like I'm scared of colts, right? I'm like, but I just castrated 3 monsters at my house, you know? But I was like, this is where it becomes TMI, and you can spread out. I'm on my period. I can't work with, and Manjeev and Denise were like, oh, okay. And somebody heard me say that. I'm like, oh, it's not the right time of the month for me to be handling a stud colt. And somebody was like, is that real? And in my experience, that's a real thing. Like,
I didn't know that was real either. So I'm learning something new today too.
Exactly. And I'm not sure that it happens all the time, but it's definitely something that you have to be aware of. Did you notice
it with your horses that were studs when you got them?
When I worked on the racetrack, I worked with all colts, and 1 week a month was like, oh dear God, Like, and that's how I ended up not working at the track anymore, because one of the colts reared up and came down on top of me and broke my hand. And so that was like it for the track, because I was like, I can't be a female and handle all of these colts. If everything was a gelding, life would be better.
I'll leave that in because I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's been my experience, and I just avoid it. And this colt was very assertive, and I thought, you know what, I don't need to have more drama in I'll do the gelding. Manjeev, you're a guy, you do the colt, and it worked out great, and everybody learned a lot. But yeah, it was definitely one of those things like. And when I heard somebody else say, "Is that a thing?" that I thought I maybe mentioned it on here, because I didn't know if everybody knew that.
Huh.
Again,
I wonder if anybody else has had that experience too. And well, to change the subject, you also to go comedy. You also met one of our past guests, right? Did she show up, Maxie Wick?
Yes, Maxie came and did a comedy show on Friday night. Very funny. She's just delightful. And she was so cool. Like, she hung out the whole day and watched all the horses train, watched me do all the things. And it was really, really fun. She was like, oh my God, this is like celebrity world of horse people. And I was like, well, like, Monty's here. She was like, oh no, there's like tons of people. She just was like really excited to be at the farm. It was really cool. So it was great. Now, I will tell you that at one point, the first day I trained, I like my pants, I was sweating, my pants kept falling down. And so the morning of before I went out there and trained, I was like, hey, Pat, I forgot a belt. Can I borrow a belt? And so she gave me a belt with like a big belt buckle, right? And I was like, oh my God, I look so cowgirl. I was in jeans. I had a belt buckle on. I had cowboy boots. I was like out there, and I'm like wearing my belt buckle. I'm so proud. And what happens? Pat comes down and her buckle's bigger. I was like, are you serious? Like, she did that on purpose. I was like, how can you say I'm like cooler than you without saying I'm cooler than you? And she like outbuckled me.
I saw the pictures, and I got to say that you were looking very Western. With those jeans and stuff, you were looking very Western. You had bling.
I did. I've got my blingy jeans because I can move in them, but then I started moving in them and they started falling down. I was like, I need a belt. And so I was like, give me a belt. And she was like, you need this one. And then she came down with her buckle was twice as big as mine. I was like, it's embarrassing.
Well, I'm so glad you had a good weekend. And it looked like the weather was good and it all cooperated.
It was great. It was a very educational weekend
too. I think I saw too.
Yes, yeah. And Taco Tuesday's mama came, and you know what's fun is I start telling the story about this pony that I got, and Taco Tuesday was his name, and then and I told his whole story, and I was like, and by the way, his owners are right up there, and they like waved, everybody cheered. It was so great. It was so cool. So lots of listeners came, and it was super fun. And I'm really, really, it like went really, really well. So I'm happy.
Very good. I'm excited for you. And then next week, Jamie's off to do her weekly stint at the Rich People Camp.
I'm going to the Maytag Mountain Ranch in Colorado.
Opposite of what you did last weekend. This is a Rich People Camp where you get to ride in the mountains and have fun. So.
It's really fun. Yeah. And what's cool is
that anywhere near the fires though?
I don't know. Don't stress me out about stuff like that. So Miles is there. I thought
about that actually, because the huge fires in Colorado. I didn't know.
Yeah, well, so I'll be able to visit with Miles, my Andalusian. He's there for the summer, and then I've got Zeus is there too. So I guess you visit with Zeus and a whole cast of characters that have all come through my barn. So it's so fun. And Lucas and Chad come with me, and they have a vacation while I teach, so it's fun for them.
Well, we're going to get to some very special guests here who do a really cool program in Arizona, but tying into that, we can make a big difference for our horses, and you can do that also by supporting your local rescue by shopping on the Chewy wish list. Chewy will send them the exact items they need right to their barn, whether it's feed, supplements, or everyday essentials. Every donation helps rescues care for more horses. Since 2012, Chewy has donated over 183 million million in products to animal shelters and rescues nationwide. And they now proudly support the Rescue Resource Program, A Home for Every Horse. That's our program. And you can find a horse rescue near you. If you want to support them, they have their wish lists on there at chewy.com/wishlist. That's chewy.com/wishlist. If you have a charity that you work with, or a rescue or a therapeutic riding program, and they're not on there, you might want to tell them about it and they can sign up for it as well. Thank you to Chewy for helping support the therapeutic programs and the rescues around the country. And speaking of that, we're going to head to one right now. We have Kassie and Lindsay on from Kingman's Healing Hooves Therapeutic Riding Program in Arizona. Well, hey, ladies, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you. We appreciate you asking us to come and visit.
Now, we're mother-daughter, right? Is Kassie mother? Is that how it goes here?
Yes.
Okay. And Lindsay, your daughter?
Yes, correct.
Okay, good. I just wanted to get that straight. So,
I mean, at least you don't sound exactly alike. I mean, identical.
No kidding.
Good thing.
So, Kassie, tell us a little bit about Kingman's Healing Hooves and what you guys do there.
Well, we have started the program in 2010. And with my background in animal training, I had a lot of different experiences training everything from American Badger to dolphins at the Mirage. And I grew up was born in Kingman. And my husband and I decided when I was done training dolphins, we'd move back to Kingman and raise our kids here. And as I did that, I started my horse training business in 2008. And then I started seeing a lot of special needs in our area because we are a low income community. A lot of retirement because it's easy to retire here with the cost of living. And when I was with the Dolphins at the Mirage, we had an autistic program with the students, and we had a control group at the school. And then there was 4 or 5 kids that came to the facility, and we worked with them because there was a doctor down in Florida stating that they could cure autism with dolphins. So we disproved that theory. It's basically whatever that child or adult is interested in will get the responses we're looking for. So with that information, I came back here and I started Kingman's Healing Hooves in 2010 and just started working with some of the neurodivergent kids in the area. And we tend to get a little more of the older families with family members that have Down syndrome. So it's easy to retire here for that reason too. And we just started Kingman's Healing Hooves. I took the experience I had at the Mirage and we developed our own program here. I became certified as an instructor through CHA with riders with disabilities and for riders without. So it's basically, English Western discipline. And we gradually have built our business up to where we're at now.
That is amazing. That the whole dolphin story is amazing too. How did you decide what horses you wanted, or are you picky about which flavor of horse, or is it just one that'll work out?
No, we have several for several different reasons. When we first started, I trained all of our horses. I started clients' horses, and those horses ended up staying here and being part of our team. And it's just with training, there's a lot of desensitizing, especially with horses being very reactive. So we spent hours and hours training these horses for years. So we go at least 6 to 8 months. If we have a new horse come in that's already trained, we just got to fill in the holes and get them used to what we ask of them. And we have some horses that we don't ride, and they work great for the ground working skills. So a lot of our veterans will work with one of our horses, Colt, is highly sensitive. So he's afraid of everything, and he's really keen on what's going on. So we'll put our veterans with them because they've had to become heightened in their work with the military, and that doesn't go away. So the horse actually shows them that they're being too sensitive or they're not paying attention to the horse. The horse kind of does what they want. So he's a really good horse for that. Even though we don't ride him, he has a job on the ground.
Can there be two? I know you want really quiet horses, but is there such thing as a too quiet horse? One that go in the opposite direction of the one you just talked about?
Yeah, we have one. His name is Smokey, and I laugh that he's my narcoleptic pony. He will. He's a great babysitter. I received him from a client that I had. She was having problems with him just pulling away. He figured out how to pull away from her when they're loading and things like that. And he's just, once they learn that habit, it's hard to break. So I picked him up from her, and I always told her he's going to be a great horse. And sure enough, we use him a lot for our beginners with disabilities and without. So we teach a equine horsemanship program. Safety is first. So we teach that along with our neurodivergent and our special needs kids. But yeah, Smokey, a lot of the video, I do our website and all of our social pages. And when I drag my arena, you can tell when Smokey has walked around the arena because there's just long drag marks in between each foot. So, the riders learn to have to use their legs to get them to move. And then, so each horse has a different skill set that we'll use for, progressing up to trotting or learning how to do around the world. We use Smokey because he just stands there and falls asleep. So there are different horses that I utilize. And when we have groups come in, Lindsay and I both teach the lessons. So everybody gets basically like two trainers in one. My expertise is animal training and the behavior, and Lindsay's expertise is the equitation part and the biomechanics of our body and the horse's body.
Well, and that's where I saw you guys was first on a video. I think it was Instagram, and it was Lindsay all dressed up. And so Lindsay, tell us about those lessons that you do.
So that was with our summer camp. With our summer camp, it's kind of like a crash course of the horsemanship, and then we also go into the science behind, how horses survive and their body and that sort of thing. And so I painted a lycra bodysuit for the horse with the bones and then the muscles on the other side, so students can also see how the horse moves, how their bones move, how which muscles need to be engaged for which activity. And then I've got a suit as well, depending on if we're teaching bones. Yes, I painted the horse suit.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know where you buy one of those. So
if we were to sell it, it'd be quite a pretty penny because, oh my goodness, it took at least 50 hours of work just painting. That lycra eats up paint like nothing.
I've seen them do it directly on the horse. This is much more efficient because you can reuse it. So
yes, exactly.
Well, it's very effective because, you really do, especially, for people like me who, I'm a horse husband. So when I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense because I can't imagine the muscles and all of that, right? For your group, it must be very effective.
Yeah, it's definitely a big hit every year. The kids enjoy it, and there's a lot of aha moments of, this is why we don't have, we don't sit forward, or this is why we need to sit up and we turn and not lean. So it's a really, really useful teaching aid for that too.
Lindsay, you don't use names here, but tell us about one or two of the success stories that you're most proud of.
Oh goodness, that's hard. Well. We've got so many. One of our students, she's able-bodied. She's been with us since I think was 8 years old, and she's just now starting to graduate high school and everything, which is crazy to think about. But she started off, scared of horses, but wanting to do it. And I mean, now she's trotting and starting to learn how to canter. And I mean, she's Little Miss Independent. So she's doing wonderfully, and she's wanting to be a vet and everything. So she's, using everything that she's learned here to kind of help her along with that.
And what, I know you guys work with the veterans too. How quickly do you see, I know everybody's different, right? But how long does it take a veteran, for the light bulb to come on, for them to start to mellow a bit? Is it months? Is it a year? Is it one visit? What is it for as an average for the veterans?
Everybody is so personal. I mean, everybody comes with us with a different flavor of TISM, as Lindsay says, and they also heightened. We can be talking to a veteran and I could see the tears well up in their eyes that we're going to be doing this with the animals. And, we have those aha moments that day, because we don't rush to put them on the horse. And that may be something they don't even want to do. So we feel it out. We figure out what they're wanting, and we see transformation the first lesson, really. So it's up to the person how many times they want to participate and continue. And then, we go from there.
So I know you guys also have something that I haven't seen before. It's a Cancer Warriors program. Tell me about that.
Well, what we did was we try and have several programs throughout the community. And I do not get paid. I do not draw a salary from our program. I do work full time outside of the barn. Oh, wow. So we want to.
In other words, you have no life, pretty much.
Correct. Yeah. No day off, nothing. Pretty much. Yeah. It's like Groundhog Day every day. So with the cancer survivors, Cancer Warriors, when they're able to come out, because, there's a lot of potential risks for them to get more sick, as far as like tetanus with the horses, and anything if they're susceptible to dust, things like that. So when they're either in between treatment or, they're done with treatment, we come out and let them interact with the horses the same way we do with our veterans. The programs are all the same. It varies according to the person and what we see is going to benefit them most.
Well, and I know you guys are PATH, and I mean, you have like 20 certifications on your website. So.
Yeah, pretty close.
So, all right, one more question. Let's ask Lindsay, what's your favorite horse at the barn?
Oh, that one's easy. That one's Dreamer. The one with the sheep. The one that was in the sheet. I have a couple rare genetic disorders. I have an extremely hypermobile type of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, along with the vascular type. And then I also have paroxysmal dystonia. So basically my joints, they dislocate on a daily basis, and I can't always have full function of my muscles. And I've had a brain injury. So, I'm also on the spectrum. So being a little neurodivergent as well, I've had to train him to not only accommodate my body, but just my thinking process, all that kind of stuff. So, my mom had started him and everything, and then I've finished him to be bridleless and everything. So I don't accidentally grab his face with the reins, or if I accidentally squeeze him because I can't control my muscles, he knows not to react to that.
Lindsay, do your clients relate to you immediately because of this? Do you think they relate to you more because of this?
Yeah, I think so, especially with, our physical limitations. But we're both, neurodivergent. So, our clients definitely keen with both of us. And my mom's great, especially with the nonverbal autistic kids that we have. I mean, they melt with her.
Well, this is amazing work you guys are doing, and thank you for doing it. You guys are between Phoenix and Vegas, is that?
Yes. Yeah, we're about 3 hours from Phoenix and about 2 hours from Vegas.
So you're in the hills, or
a mountainous area? Yeah.
Okay. I thought that's where you were. I thought that was hilly up there, but it's Kingman. Yeah. So you service that whole area?
Yes, I think the next facility is in Prescott, which is about 2 hours away.
Okay.
So we are the only ones that are offering these services.
And best thing to go to the website to see more details on everything?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a form that they can fill out. Lindsay also has incorporated tutoring because she thinks a little bit different. She's been able to help several of our clients and their children through her tutoring as well. So there's a lot of different things that we open up for the community, because we know it's so hard to get services, because again, we've been dealing with Lindsay's TBI. It was on, and that's just, when she developed her TBI, it was from riding her show horse, who got spooked by a cow that stood up in the bushes, and he clotheslined her. She clotheslined her as she bolted, and thank goodness she had a helmet on, because she had a lump under her helmet where her head hit a rock.
Oh wow!
So, yeah, so it's we know the struggles of not having the medical teams that we need here, in Kingman, and we have to go to Phoenix. And, you know, sometimes that's a once a month trip to try and get all of our specialists in and get everything that we need to get done and then back home. So we know we know the pain of finances, you know, not being able to have that or struggling to get to specialists. So we try and work with our client to where whatever they're working with their specialist, then we kind of communicate that way. So we kind of back up what they're doing in the classroom, and then we use that with the horses here. So it's kind of twofold.
Well, you're both doing amazing, Lindsay. I would not have known
thank
any
you.
of that had you not told me. So
Oh, well, thank you.
you're doing amazing. What great work you're doing. And then to have a full-time job and to
Thank
try and keep it all going as well. I assume you also need volunteers and funding, so they can find all of that at the website as
Yes.
well.
Absolutely.
KingsmansHealingHooves.com. I'll put a link to that in the show notes. Thank you for both for being here and for doing the
Thank
work you do.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
The website is Kingman's.
Kingman's
Healing Hooves?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
All right, got it. And
Everyone
that's what I had.
always does the Kings.
I know.
Okay.
Yes, I keep wanting to say it that way. All right. Well,
That's okay.
thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate it.
As horse owners, we have an unlimited supply of love for our animals, but we tend to underestimate the cost of their care. Routine and unexpected expenses can quickly add up, making it hard to keep pace. So wouldn't it feel great to be prepared with a budget-friendly way to manage these costs? The Care Credit Health and Animal Care Credit Card can help give you financial peace of mind. With flexible financing from Care Credit, you get the care your horse needs and then pay over time in easy monthly payments. You can use Care Credit at more than 25,000 veterinary hospitals. That accept the card, and you can pay for everything from annual exams, vaccinations, parasite controls, procedures, nutrition diagnostics, and surgery. My small animal also takes it. I mean, large, small, they don't care. Care Credit, it's your card for a lifetime of care, subject to credit approval. To learn more and apply, visit carecredit.com/horses and pets.
Well, on this day in equine history, Jamie, we're going back to 1767. And that is
Just
when
the other day.
Yeah, that is when the first officially documented organized horse race took place in the United
cool.
States. And, well, in the North America. At that point, it wasn't kind of divided. The Plains of Abraham in Quebec is where it happened. It was widely recognized by historians as the true birth of structured North American racing. It set the rules and the weights and the records that would organize sporting or racing events all across the continent. So it was kind of the precursor to North American racing, and that happened in 1767.
It's when people decided to start gambling.
Yes, exactly.
How can we entertain ourselves?
Yes. How can we gamble on this? On this day in 1875, the greatest American racehorse and stallion of the 19th century, Lexington, passed away at Woodburn Farm in Kentucky. After a brief but completely dominant racing career, get this, he won six of his 7 4-mile heat races.
Oh my gosh.
That's how long they were racing back then. He went blind and transitioned to a stud, but he became a leading sire in North America, and he sired icons such as Preakness and also multiple Triple Crown Foundation lines. A lot traces back to Lexington. He was buried in a custom coffin in front of the farm stables at Woodburn Farm, and he wasn't originally named after the town. I was wondering that. He was born in 1850, and his breeder named him Darley. It wasn't until he was sold to a racing syndicate a few years later that the new owners renamed him Lexington to honor the town where he was raised. So
interesting. Yeah, because what's crazy is, like, you know, I have, like, right now I have a horse in my barn called Candy Fugitive, and here's, like, this horse's name is Jarly. Like, that's like naming him Bill.
I know. I don't know how creative they were in 1850. Finally, do you remember last week I told you about Buffalo Bill Cody's show he put on outside the World's Fair in Chicago?
And like stole all their customers, right?
Exactly. Well, this is more to follow up on that. So on this is 1893, and apparently after he started doing his shows, a local newspaper thought he was mistreating the horses and that some of them were lame. And in those days, remember, people knew about horses. That's all they had, right? It's what they wrote.
Yeah.
Everybody had horses. So the horse knowledge back then was a little higher than ours is in the general populace today. But on this day in 1893, right in the middle of the World's Fair run, he got mad. So Buffalo Bill got mad, and he wanted a publicity stunt to show that his horses were just fine. So to prove that they were in condition and that they weren't lame and they were sound, he told the city of Chicago, we're going to do a parade through town. And he took 500 of his horses and walked the paved streets perfectly sound, completely changing the public perception regarding the welfare of the show animals, because he took them on a parade through town on the concrete and cobblestones and they were fine. And apparently his gait, the number of people coming to the show, just increased drastically right after that. This guy just had it down.
Can I just also jump in and be like, oh my God, why did he have 500
there were 1,200
horses?
horses there at that show. There were
Oh my God.
1,200 horses. Yeah, that's how big the show was. There were 1,200
So he just
horses.
took the soundest 500 and walked the streets.
Yeah, he walked the streets. Worked. Buffalo Bill knew how to do one thing, and that was market. Before social media, he had
That's
it
true.
down. So anyway, that was the Horse Parade of Chicago in 1893. Now it's time for some weird news.
Time to learn why some days you're embarrassed to be part of the human race. In Jamie's Weird News.
That's right. It's the time of the week where we highlight wonderful, amazing things that are happening all over the world. I think we're sticking to the U.S. today. That's something. So if you are coming across a story and wherever you get your news and you're like, oh my God, that is so weird, email it to me at weirdnews@horseradionetwork.com. Just like, okay, so this is 2 weeks worth. You ready? Have a seat. Laureen, Alyssa, Amy, Amanda, Katie, Glenn, Kelly, Matt, Shelly, Jolynn, Carol, Eileen, Claire, and Andrew all did. Thank you guys very, very much. Well, Glenn only lets me do 4. So we're going to start in Massachusetts. So we've talked a lot about police chases. And one of my favorite things is like police body cams. I love watching police body cams. It just, I don't know, makes me feel better about myself. So this is Massachusetts, and there was a man who was driving recklessly on South Main Street. And so police were called, and then the man, of course, then took off and began weaving in and out of traffic at a high rate of speed, crossing double yellow lines, blowing through red lights. It's a police chase. And then the police chase, he goes off onto the sidewalk and drives on the sidewalk for miles. They finally caught him as he headed up Rochester Hill Road. Why did they catch him, Glenn?
Because he hit a tree?
No, because his electric unicycle was running out of batteries.
He was on a unicycle doing this?
He was apparently there's electric unicycles, and allegedly this particular unicycle travels at a speed of 93 miles per hour.
What?
Why would anybody want to ride a unicycle at 93 miles per hour?
Why would anybody ride a unicycle, period, let alone 93 miles an hour? Oh, my God.
Exactly. So it's called there's like a whole name and all this stuff about this particular kind of unicycle that drives that fast. So anyway, he is in jail because he was charged with reckless conduct, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, the police, all this stuff that goes along with that. So
these
anyway,
are really funky looking. It looks like just part of a motorcycle.
Oh, did you Google it? You found it?
These are really funky looking. Yeah,
is it
really
a unicycle?
It looks like the front part of a motorcycle, and you put a seat on it. You know, it looks more motorcyclish without the whole back with one wheel. No, it's one wheel. That's crazy.
Oh, that's crazy. Yep. So there you go. He's in jail. We've had people run away on lawnmowers.
Yes,
We've had police chases on dump trucks. Here you go. Unicycle time.
So do you think he gets more credit cred in jail with Bubba because he did this, or less because he did this on a unicycle?
Yeah. What are you in for? Police chase. I ran from the cops. Oh yeah. What kind of car do you have? I don't have a car. Well, what was it? It was a unicycle. No, he's in trouble.
No, he's done.
Okay, now we're going to go to Colorado, which is where I'm going next week. So maybe I'll see one of these. This was in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. And I think that, body cams are great additions to life in general for entertainment purposes, but second only to doorbell cameras. Ring doorbell cameras, or the Nest doorbell cameras is what this one was, are just fantastic for catching crazy things that happen. And in this situation, there's a guy named Andy Kerrigan, and he is going out to his truck, and it's just parked in the driveway. Unfortunately, Andy made the mistake of leaving his window down, which, okay, so he left his window down. What gets into it? Like somebody going to steal it? No. Well, so something got in to steal things. Unfortunately, he didn't know it was in there until he walked out to his car and opens the door of his truck, and it's on the side of the Ring camera. So it's all on camera. What was in his truck, Glenn? What do you want to guess?
A bear.
You got it. Ding, 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 ding. There's a bear in his truck that climbed in through the open window. So this guy is like, I'm going to get that
through the window.
I don't know. A little black bear climbed in through the windows. He's like, what are you going to do? It's Colorado farm guy or ranch guy. He's like, I'm going to get that bear out of my truck. So he opens the door and he's like, get out of the truck. And the bear's like, that's not going to happen. So then the bear hops over and hops into the back of the truck. And he's like, opens all the doors. He's like, get out of the truck. I mean, I would be like, you know what, you do you. Yeah, I'll be back in a little bit.
Back when you leave.
So how does he get the bear out? He ends up getting a wooden plank and uses it to intimidate the bear into vacating the vehicle. That's all I know about that part. He used it. He was like banging on the truck or something. A wooden plank. Yeah. Here, kitty. No, thanks. Well, we got to go back to Kentucky because magical things happen in Kentucky, and some fantastic mugshots. That's another good thing. It's like when they started releasing mugshots, that makes me happy too, because you get to see the beautiful images of 51-year-old Trisha and 48-year-old Damon as they were sitting in a parked car outside of a business. They were in a part reserved for employees. So somebody called the police and they were like, hey, there's these people parked in the employee parking lot outside of our business, and we would like so they seem suspicious. So police responded and they go to the car and they're like, hi, get out of the car. What are you doing here? And I don't think it took a genius to figure out that these were not humans with good intent. So somehow he got them out of the car and went to arrest them. And I guess they went pretty peacefully. They got arrested and they pulled him out of the car. They had all these bags. So they started going through the bags, which of course contained contraband and pills and all sorts of things. Plus I think they got arrested because they gave him fake IDs. So not good. So they arrested people, they put them in the car, and then they decide, they have to go through the car and kind of inventory it before it gets towed. So they were looking through all the things, and there's just contraband. But then they found the black bag. I mean, obviously, these people would never tell a story. On the bag, it is labeled. There's a sign on the bag, and it's labeled, definitely not a bag full of drugs. On the bag.
Let me guess what was in the bag.
I would like for you to guess what was in the bag.
Probably a bag full of drugs.
It was a bag of drugs. Not only one type of drugs. There's a picture of the bag, by the way, and it literally says, definitely not a bag full of drugs. It's like printed on the bag. And in the bag, they found crystal meth, marijuana, several ways to administer those things and more pills. So yeah, these people are in jail.
They were really convinced that was going to work too. They were so disappointed that they bought that bag and it didn't work.
Well, you're going to be surprised. This is the most surprising thing, is that both of those individuals had outstanding warrants.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I can imagine their mugshots too. I can just picture them.
Oh, you don't know these people, but you know these people.
Before you get to the next story, I'm so happy we haven't gone to Florida. I'm so thrilled this week.
And we're not going to Florida today. I think this is crazy. I'll have to go back through. I'm sure I missed something.
Good.
So now we're going to go to Shaver Lake, California. And this is in Fresno, where I would have been this weekend had I gone. So there's a place, a campground called Camp Edison, and in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains. And firefighters had to be called to help a man who was camping. And you think, oh, we need some help at the campground. You know, there's a fire, or they've got, a bear in the woods, something. No. That is not why the police had to be called, because police had to be called because a man had fallen and couldn't get out. What did he fall into, Glenna? You sent me this story. Why don't you tell everybody what he fell into?
He was going to the bathroom and they had pit toilets. And he dropped his sunglasses or something in it. Was it
sunglasses?
He dropped his sunglasses in the pit toilet and decided that he needed to get them back out because he didn't want to lose the sunglasses. And you can all picture what happened next and why the fire department had to be called.
He reached in with his hand to get the glasses out and fell face first into a latrine, like a deep latrine.
Yeah, state parks are really deep.
They call them waterless and non-flushing toilets. So there's not even any water in there. It is just all waste.
All that.
Just think about that for a minute. So they had to call the fire because they couldn't get him out. So they had to call the fire department. So he had to stay in there while they're going.
Can you imagine how long it took to get there?
It took so long. It's at a campsite in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains. This guy was in there for a minute, right? So they did say that he was in the toilet for quite some time before they were able to actually get him out. And he did not speak English either. So then they had to find a Spanish translator
to find out why he was in there.
To talk to him. Apparently he did not receive any serious injuries and was able to walk. This is the last sentence. The man did not report receiving any serious injuries and was able to walk away from the incident after being hosed down by the California Fire Department.
How many showers do you have to take before you're clean? I mean,
it's unbelievable. It's limitless.
Yeah.
You can't ever.
You can't take enough showers. That smell is always going to be with you forever.
And the trauma of just falling into that poop hole,
By the way, there ain't no sunglasses. I don't care what they cost.
Buy sunglasses.
I'm not going in after it. I was trying to think, as you were saying that, what would I drop in there that I would want to go after? And even my phone, I'm kind of like, never going to be right again. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything.
I mean, aside from a human or a pet, I'm staying out of it.
Yeah. What about your wedding ring or your engagement ring?
I don't even wear that. So
yeah, we don't either. You live at a horse farm, you don't wear those.
No, you don't wear those.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think there's anything I'm going in after.
No,
oh my God.
I'm good. I'm out. Well, and now I might not even help my kid. You know what? You did that. You're on your own because I know what can happen.
Yeah, the kid's going to pull you in, and then with two of you getting rescued.
Then there's going to be two of us. Yeah. No.
Well, thank you for sending in your entries. Send them to weirdnews@horseradionetwork.com. We do this every Wednesday at the end of the show. We'll be back here on Friday. Thank you all for joining us. Appreciate it. Mary and Jennifer will be here tomorrow.
Hey, by the way, USA, baby! USA game tonight against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Tonight at 7:00 Eastern. So, USA.
Do the announcers have to say the whole thing every time, or do they just do Bosnia?
You think they would say BH, but no, every time I've heard them say it, they're like Bosnia and Herzegovina.
That's a lot to say every time. It's a lot. Hey, hang on, auditors.
I'll be watching.
Hang on, auditors. There's a movie we watched last night I want to talk to you about, and whatever else we get into. Thank you all.
All right. Spay, neuter, geld.